I broke over 20 world records to become the #1 Bedwars speedrunner. This was a very long and difficult task, so why exactly did I do it? Well, you see, the most world records held by any player at the time was a nearly unbeatable 48 world records, but upon getting temporarily banned from being able to speedrun due to run-related controversies, I decided this was the perfect time to strike. So to start off, I had to make a plan. I built another hashtag leaderboards channel on the Hypixel Speedrunners Discord. They stated the current world record for the most world records, we'll just call him Jimmy, had 48 world records. Wanna know how much I had? Yeah, I had 9. This was a huge issue. I'd have to break around 18 of Jimmy's world records and 36 that aren't his if I'd want to break the spot, which is obviously a lot of world records. A majority of Jimmy's world records were on the dream leaderboard for Hypixel Speedrunning, which I was very, very against doing because it was home to some of the most boring times to ever exist. The rotation during the 1 day left of the dream rotation was Lucky Block, which is even more RNG based. You have to get a certain item from a blue Lucky Block, the Time Warp Pearl, to early your opponent's base and break the bed. The problem with Time Warp Pearls is that it was the rarest type of item to get out of a blue Lucky Block. So along with the extreme RNG for the maps, you'd also need to get the rarest drop from that said Lucky Block. Fortunately, I ended up getting lucky and breaking the Lucky Block bed break world record by only a few frames. We didn't get any more Time Warp Pearls after that one moment, so we had no choice but to give up for Lucky Blocks. Swappage had next to no submissions, outside of a few bad and super unoptimized world records. We broke the 5 kills, doubles win, 1 kill, and destroy a bed Swappage world records, putting my world record count to around 14. What defines a perfect game? Well, you have to break the bet and get all of the final kills. Very simplistic, right? Wrong. My teammate Misted would end up throwing the run by killing one of the final remaining players every time we were on world record pace, which made what have been a world record in only 20 minutes to 3.5 hours. So thanks, Misted! We only ended up getting the world record because Misted had failed at the very beginning, so we didn't have the opportunity to throw the run, thus creating the phrase, common Misted throw. But we ended up getting it regardless. As we were waiting for the next dream rotation, I had started running solo win again. In the process of running solo win, I ended up breaking the world record for 1 kill, the solo team elimination world record, and the bed break world record. Another runner, DoF, had tried to take my bed break world records quite frequently, but I always, and I mean always, broke them within less than 24 hours, which is where this image comes from. This brought my world record count up to 14. June 8th of 2022, a new rule would be implemented into Bedwars speedrunning. This rule would be the bot queue ban. Whenever you join a game under 8 stars, you would be brought into the bot queue, which would put you with newer players. And Jimmy had a lot of world records that were in the bot queue, bringing his world record count down from 44 to 39. I also had a lot of runs that were in the bot queue, so it unfortunately put me from 14 to 11. After this, I decided to stream my world record farming, and pretty much popped off harder than I've ever popped off before. I got the 5 kills normal, 10 kills normal, 3's perfect game, 4's perfect game, 3's all beds, and 3's team elimination within a day, thus putting me at 20 world records and Jimmy at 34. It was at this moment that the next stream rotation would come by, which would end up being Castle 40v40. I ended up getting the Castle Diamond world record along with the Wither Rider world record, which would end up putting me at 22. I also ran with another bridger named Geklo, and I ended up getting the doubles team elimination world record and the doubles bed break world record by using a 0 setup god bridge, which is really hard to do. Geklo, I don't think you realize how godlike I am. You have no idea.
Did you get it?
You have no idea. Jimmy's runs were continuing to be rejected as the mods further pushed the bot queue ban, thus putting Jimmy at 29 world records. One of my friends had given me the recommendation of running some of the bridging modes, primarily 1-stack. 1-stack world records are fairly unoptimized on Speedrunning.com, so if I were able to beat them, I'd secure #1 pretty easily. I ended up getting the 30 block 1-stack, 50 block 1-stack, 30 block diagonal 1-stack, and 50 block diagonal 1-stack world records. Unfortunately, my 1-stack world records would be rejected because of the ghost blocks, which I didn't know were a reason for rejection until after they added them to the rules from apparently forgetting to add them. So now I was back to 22. This obviously made me kind of demotivated to keep going. I was so close, and to be shifted around 6 world records, especially while being so close to my goal, made me feel very, very upset. I created a castle party to help me get castle 5 kills, castle 10 kills, and I had some friends help me with obtain emeralds and obtain emeralds plus diamond, putting me at 26 world records and Jimmy at 27. One more left. My first ever Bedwars speedrun of Speedrunning.com was on August 6th of 2020. I thought it would be very deserving that my final world record would be the very one I started with. I ended up getting that world record, which would finally give me 27 world records, still tying with Jimmy with 27. However, according to the leaderboard bot, I was considered #1. We're not done yet though. I didn't want Jimmy to be #1. I wanted to be #1 and to not have to share the throne. I got my 3 friends who helped me complete almost every single speedrun throughout the weeks of running, and immediately began running on June 24th. obtaining the final 2 world records, Voidless Break-A-Bed, and Voidless 5 kills. I did it. Most world records on Hypixel, bedwarsspinner.com. I'll be honest with you guys, it wasn't that hard, you know? You'd be surprised as to how unoptimized Jimmy's world records were. Because I'll be honest, this was free! But in the end, I got closer to my friends, creating memories with the community I cherish. That alone is worth 100 world records and more. Thank you for watching.